Hello, 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 hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Stock Trades. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? What's going on? All right, so we have a lot of great things to talk about today. I am very excited. I have been working so hard, guys. Holy crap, have I been working hard? So, a couple things. Before we remark at the market, real quick, I want to share with you something very important. In fact, I'm going to just switch this on over to our terminal real quick here. For folks that don't know, we have our own terminal in addition to the advanced stock terminal. If you open up the help menu here, you can see we have our own brain machine, which is data provided by All Stock Trades. So I'm just going to switch to our research edge real quick. And I'm just going to zoom in here real quick so we could just read this, okay? So I said, dear ladies and gentlemen, I'm beyond excited to introduce to you one of the most powerful tools at your fingertips, the ability to see exactly what the biggest players on Wall Street are doing with their money. This is your direct line to the pulse of trillions of dollars moving through the market. Now you have full access to the institutional holdings of any company you want right in the palm of your hands. You can now see what big money is doing with stocks you're watching in real time. But that's not all. Our advanced data model tracks and analyzes these movements to reveal the exact moment where we shift from bearish to bullish, and you can basically see before a stock takes off. This is incredible insight, and it changes the game. And this is literally inside information of what's going on in the heart of Wall Street. So this is how it looks like. We're going to go ahead and show you what it is. Let's go ahead and just kind of remark quickly about the market. Thank you all for your support in the mission. So altogether, guys, today Clover's down 1.76%. And then, like we said, we've been moving quite closely with United Healthcare. United Healthcare is down 1.43%. You could see kind of almost similar. And overall, this is all part of the All Stock Trades Advanced Terminal. You could see that healthcare is down, right? Which reflects. But interestingly, Humana is almost kind of having like a dead cat bounce, right? Not really much, but you could see it's still down. I mean, nothing's changed, but you could see it was kind of up today, which is different than the stock. So Humana is in its own realm. It's in the shadow realm, and I think it's just going to continue dropping. We'll see if they can change. I would have to take a look at it specifically to kind of see. What Seth has been buying, so I got to figure out kind of why. But it's something I'm not touching until I look a lot deeper into it. But so there's that. Also, for folks that don't know, Hims stock shot up to the moon. It is now, I misspelt it. Here it is. It's now $60. And it's up about 300%. Now, interestingly, people are talking, what you're probably asking yourself, why am I talking about this stock? Well, back on November 28, 2024, I actually made a video regarding Hims, and I calculated the price target when it was around $30. In fact, it fell to 25 right after. And I said that, hey, this thing is a bull case of $66.23. This is before the old platform was installed, but you could see it shot up, and people that have seen our videos, this is an example. You guys can see the video here of how our deep dives work within the lifetime axis. You can see the power of the All Stock Trades platform in many instances, right? We're going to show you even more examples that we've looked at, right? But for today, we could, do a little recap here. The biggest thing is now we're starting to see an increase in institutional ownership. It jumped up by one element here. This jump, the thing is, this jump was actually predicted many months ago, 2.5 months ago here, when we saw a change in the simple moving average of the 5-day period, where the dash is a simple moving average, and here's the price, which goes back to stage 1 and 2 analysis. Here's stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 2 is when the price action is above the statistical moving average. You can still do the same thing with institutional ownership. You just need the data, right? And then there it is right here. So you can see there is a shift, and then The shift was only, the same, but then it doesn't matter because it's above that. But now you're starting to see we're actually higher up on one element here. There's a step up, right? So this is actually really bullish. It shows you that institutions are actually coming on into Clover Health. Now, what I want to do is really quickly is I want to share with you this thing called our quantum chart. So if you go ahead and type in Clover, you'll get the Clover, price of the minute, and obviously you can do support and resistance and Fibonacci. But the biggest thing I want to show you is this new button that we just added. This is the new release. Okay. Again, all part of lifetime access. So congratulations to all the people that have joined yesterday. Congratulations. The sale's over. You did a great job. And, now you're going to see all these upgrades, right? So if you click on institutional ownership for Clover, it calculates it for you and it goes ahead and gives it in a very sophisticated graph method. And what this is a really beautiful way to look at institutions. So here are investor holdings. There's investor holdings change. Here is the number of 13, SEC 13F filings, and here's the change, right? So it shows you kind of, so what I want us to focus on is and by the way, Q4 is still being uploaded, so that's why I wouldn't put a lot of attention on Q4 just yet. Focus on Q3 because that's like, before, right? You can still do Q4, but look at Q3. Now I want to just focus on this is for Clover. And you can see this is the 5-day period simple moving average. In fact, let me just zoom in here real quick so you can see, right? So this is and it is all part of the lifetime axis. So here's the 5-day simple moving average, and here's this increase, right? So you can see this is stage 2 now. We went from stage 1 to stage 2. So now the total invested in Clover has increased over the 5-day simple moving average. In fact, we have right now around $255 million of institutional money. You see how powerful this is? You basically see how many institutions are coming in. There's other variables you can see too. Here's the total invested change. These are all the changes. Here's the ownership percent. So you can see the ownership percent is rising. I know others are, I need to obviously fix this and turn it into a percent. We just released this. So I just got to turn these values into percent, but you could just think of these as percent, right? So we're still at around the most, 17.34, right? And ours is a little bit more conservative. We calculate it quite differently, right? And then this is the positions increased. So you can see the positions have been increasing for Clover. Obviously, this is still beta. The data is the same. It's just units I need to go ahead and fix. But ultimately, you can see it's a pretty big improvement of how you analyze data. In fact, if you look at here, this is called, CLOV reduced positions, and you want this number to be low. So you could see that we on Q2 of 2023, we've entered below the simple moving average of reduced positions, meaning that people that are leaving Clover, institutions that are leaving Clover has decreased. And you can see that people leaving Clover has actually decreased in meaning that more people are actually staying in Clover. Here are the total calls for Clover. You can see that before calls were going down. Now you're starting to see calls going up. Okay. Here are the total puts. You can see it's almost reflective to that of the calls. I need to go ahead and just, let's see here. Yeah, you see? So you can see there are more calls than there are puts. You can see it's going down, and we'll see more calls than total puts. And here's the put call ratio. So the higher the number, the more bearish people are. In fact, people were very bearish right around here, right? But now you can start to see that they're bullish, right? Because if this number is below the red line, that means more calls there are than puts. So I'll give you an example of how to look at this through a stock that you all know. So let's go ahead and take a look at Palantir, okay? You go ahead, look at Palantir, right? And you do institutional ownership. Now you can see this looks a lot different, right? Because institutional ownership has, been quite some time. So I'm gonna give you an example here. Okay. Look at the total invested. You see how like Clover's like right around the time point of where Palantir was here. You see how it basically crossed. So now let's go ahead and look at Q1 of 2023. You can see how it crossed and now it's above the red moving average line. So that shows you it's entered stage 2 analysis, and you can see how much is invested from an institutional perspective. So back here, we had maybe around let me see. We could find the number here. We had around maybe 5.6 billion invested in Palantir, then 11 billion. Now, if you look at it all the way from the top, we actually have more than $50 billion invested into Palantir. But you can see, I need you to look at this and look at the signal, right? This is a very good signal. So in Q2 of 2023, institutions broke the trend, indicating that they're going on in to Palantir. So let's look at Q2 of 2023. So let's look at the chart here and let's open up Palantir. And let's look at Q2 of 2023. So, here's, let's say Q1. So Q2 is around here, right? So it's right around here, Q2, would you say, right? Now you saw that institutions started doubling down around Q2. You go ahead and go from here all the way to the top. The advanced stock terminal was able to predict 1,500% increase, a 15 bagger, just because we saw a change in movement. Okay, you can see it's gone up. You can obviously see other things too. These are the number of new positions. New positions are opening up for Palantir. You can look at the increased positions; they keep increasing. Closed positions are also increasing. People are taking profits. Reduced positions are increasing, so that's interesting to look at. Total calls are actually going down, but again, this is Q4. They're still loading, so I would still wait. Total puts going down, so you try to interpret this, and looks like there may be some shorting on the stock now because most likely probably all overvalued, but this is something to look at. Let's look at another stock. Let's take a look at Robinhood, right? Let's look at Robinhood. Robinhood is a nice one. Let's go ahead and take a look at institutional ownership. You do institutional ownership of Robinhood, and again, it collects and processes the data. Let's go back to total invested. This is a really good one. So you could see we actually crossed right around Q1 of 2023 and Q2 of 2023. And you can see it started to basically increase. So let's go to Q1 to Q2 of 2023 for Robinhood. So let's go to Q1 and Q2 of 2023 for Robinhood. So here is, so here's like Q1, Q2 of 2023. And from there, you saw an increase of 572% for Robinhood, right? And you could see this is the amount of money that's being invested in the Robinhood stock. But the beautiful part about having the statistical analysis in red, it shows you a difference as it entered stage 2 before people actually notice, because you're using math. And majority of people don't know how to use math, so you have that edge. And don't worry, we do the math for you, right? And you could look up any stock you want. So at that point, we had around about $5 billion invested into Robinhood from institutions. Now, in the latest, and still, doing its thing, we have about $16 billion invested in Robinhood for a total market cap of around 57 billion. So you can see it's very powerful. In fact, let's go ahead and do one more. This is a very popular one. Let's go ahead and do Sofi. Let's do Sofi, and let's go ahead and do institutional ownership. And you could see from total invested, you could see institutional ownership switched up right around Q2 of 2023. And I wouldn't, it seems that like it's dropping, but I would wait until Q4 gets uploaded. But it's kind of weird it's dropping. Maybe this is the JP Morgan Chase selling. I don't know, but I would wait for Q4 I would wait until all the people upload for Q4, but this looks pretty bearish, right? But maybe they're just late on, because Q4 institutional ownership uploading is still for Sofi. It's obviously it's Sofi. It's still being uploaded, but let's go to total invested real quick and let's see. We saw a change here in Q2 of 2023. So let's look at Q2 of 2023. So we'll go here and let's look at Q2. So Q2 is around here. Well, no, wait, that's Clover. I'm sorry. Here's Q2. Q2 is right here, guys. Right? Yeah, it's around Q2. And since then it's up 200%, right? So it's very powerful, right? You can see how these institutions, you have access to this. So a couple things I'm going to say, this is more for me, is a couple changes that I'm going to do to this graph is I'm going to make sure to add commas in the placeholders in this little box that pops up. I want to add some commas to make them easy to read, right? I want to change this and remove the dollar sign when it's a quantity, like the number of 13Fs. I don't want it to put a dollar sign, so I need to change that, right? What I also need to do is I need to obviously change the percent into an actual percent rather than a dollar sign. So the same thing, right? So there are a couple things I need to do, and that's probably going to be another 3-4 hours of programming, which is going to be annoying, but at least we got the product, and the numbers are not going to change. It's just the presentation of the numbers. But you can see the lines are going to stay the same. That's why I rolled it out very quickly. So I hope that you're starting to see the power of this, and this is everything we offer. Here's the quant flow terminal. This is the thing. If you type in CLOV, you see the overall buying and selling pressure. We got some heavy selling pressure here, and now we're starting to recover, and you can see it's above the green line. We're out of hell. You have the sentiment analysis. Let's enter for Clover. You can see it's going to the moon. We can run a machine analysis real quick. You can see it's bullish, right? We have our automated intrinsic value, our automated table analysis, our automated progression analysis, our portfolio navigating system where you can basically put in your own portfolio and track your own portfolio to see kind of, or what your watch list to, double check to see, like stocks that you want to do research on. So many things. You have so many things here, guys, and I'm just very excited just to everything we've created. But this is a pretty powerful thing here. Now let's go. Now that we kind of went through these examples, let's go over institutional ownership again. And let's go back to total invested. So now you're starting to see that there's a change here. There's a change. The blue line is above the red line. So we're starting to see stage 2, just like the beginning stages of Palantir, right? So I think we're going to go up even more now when institutions are going to continue buying. So what's going to end up happening is retail investors are going to start selling their shares. And who's going to be buying them? Institutions are going to be buying your shares. This is the time point. They're back on loaded. So what they're going to end up doing is they're going to push the stock price to $7 and $8 and drop it down to, let's say 5 or 6. They'll bring it up to 15, drop it down to 10. And what's going to end up happening is retail investors are going to basically say, oh, I can, make money, just like how it went from 80 cents to $1.20, and they're going to keep going back and forth in those cycles. And what's going to end up happening is they're going to sell, and they're going to lose, right? What am I going to tell you, right? So yeah, last desperate attempt to shake out holders, pretty much, right? There it is, right? And very quickly, is the gentleman here, Master the Chin, one of our lovely members. He said, if you don't join now, you're gonna miss out and feel sorry. And that's the beautiful part about our platform. We will be increasing prices, and I believe the next price jump will probably be anywhere between $4,000 to $5,000. So maybe $4,999. as you can see, for lifetime access, right? As you can see, you once you have this data, you'll have it forever. And the beautiful part about this is you don't need any more subscriptions anymore, right? You don't even need any more subscriptions because you have everything. You have everything you need, right? You don't need tip ranks, right? You don't need tip ranks because we have our analyst price targets here, right? Here's let's do SoFi. You don't need tip ranks because you have the analyst price targets. You have everything. These are the analysts, right? This $14, $13. You have everything you need, and that's still cheap. That is literally still cheap, right? Best thing in the world besides Al himself, right? No, I love you guys, right? So you can see the power of our stock terminal. It's becoming incredible, and now you guys are starting to see the vision that I have. And boy, I tell you, I worked so hard for this. I skipped breakfast and lunch today just to roll this out. And as I do this video, I realize I still need to do more work. I'm not done. Excuse me, right? There's a little hiccup there, right? So I still need to change the number signs and add some commas. That's going to be the death of me. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, because if I do it today, I'm probably going to just jump out of a building. I'm kidding, right? But I'm going to take a break. I'm do some research, like science research, and I'm just going to relax a little bit, go to the gym, because my head hurts. So I'm just going to do this tomorrow. I have OCD. So I'll fix it, but the numbers are the good. It's just you see, like, I'll give you an example. You see how it gives you a dollar sign there? I don't like that dollar sign, guys. Yeah, that shouldn't be there, right? Yeah, I don't want to confuse you guys, right? So I'm gonna fix it. But as you can see, it'll be fixed tomorrow, right? We'll be fixed tomorrow, right? But it looks good, right? All right, let's see here. I think I'm going to sell and buy back after I think about it. Oh, I tell you, man, that guy has never shown his face in CNBC since they removed him, man. He embarrassed the crap out of CNBC, right? Let's see here. I'm going to be lonely when you go to residency. You were up. Oh, yeah. Once residency hits, that's it. I mean, YouTube channel is going to be very empty. We have over 700 videos, but the beautiful part is you're part of the lifetime access. So all of our research is still going to be on the platform, and which is why I spent I'm spending my 4th year basically medical school. I'm spending it building this out so you guys can essentially have this. So as I'm in the operating room learning how to save lives and taking care of people inside the hospital, my software is working out there helping the world make some money so they can eat and live healthier lives, right? And it's just a full circle of just service, right? And we're bringing you what Wall Street has. We're giving you what the rich have, and we're showing you what the rich are doing, right? With these institutional ownership graphs, you see exactly what the rich are doing, right? So there it is, guys. Let's see here. I think all of us should well, I mean, the thing is, they know Rudy. The thing is, Andrew knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? This guy has a big plan, right? That hiccup sounded like a chipmunk fart. Usually sounds like a whale. The question I have to ask you, B-Rob, is how do you know how a chipmunk farts? How do you know how that sounds like? I'm gonna YouTube that after this video, and I implore you all to do the same thing, right? Like, I'm curious to see what does that sound. Honestly, what does it smell like? Honestly, how would you know how a chipmunk? Yeah, that exactly, Master the chip. That's what I'm thinking, right? That's what I'm thinking, right? All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. I'm gonna go swim. And I'm gonna fix this institutional stuff here. There's just a couple things here, but it's simple and this is easy. It'll just take like 2 hours, 2 hours, right? No, you definitely are amusing me, right? But for all the people that have joined Lifetime Access, I want to give you a heartfelt thank you. Understand that every dollar that you put in, I'm gonna work 10x of those dollars. Right? So every you put in 2,500, I'm going to give you back 25,000, right? I'm going to give you 25,000 of working hours. You understand what I'm saying? Right? every dollar you put, I'm gonna give you back 10, right? Everything that you've done to basically make this a living reality, to all the people that have supported our mission of the Al Stock Trades platform, all the people that watch this video, give us a thumbs up and all this. I promise you, you know, you know, I work my ass off, right? I work my ass off, and I give you guys my best, and I give you everything I have. I give everything I have. I put it all on the field, right? No regrets, right? Right. Let's see here, right? Have a choco on me and join, please, for my what's a choco? See here, I love you too, 3D Machines. Love you, Al, and happy Valentine's Day to you and Michelle. I appreciate you, Close to Retirement. Yeah, no, we're gonna do some cool stuff. We got some food from Whole Foods. We're just gonna have something nice and small. And then we're gonna go to Fleming's tomorrow because everything's booked today. Your boy Al was too busy. He failed. He couldn't book something on Valentine's Day. She's gonna kill me, right? Oh yeah, absolutely. It's all educational, baby. And also smash that like button, right? Up 40K in a month. Oh, chocolate. Oh man, I love chocolate. I love you all. God bless you all. And together we will rise, right? We created a community. Bloomberg doesn't have a community, right? We created a family, right? Seeking Alpha doesn't have a family, right? We are doing something that others have not done. And we are changing the game, and we're flipping Wall Street on its head, right? Just very quickly, let's look at HIMS. We called out HIMS since we're talking about HIMS here, and it's shot up. We called out HIMS. Aren't you a little curious to see where HIMS is at? So let's go ahead and look at an intrinsic. Let's look at the analyst. The analysts are around 38. It ballooned upwards. Let's figure out kind of what's going on. So you can see with total invested, you could see that in Q3 of 2022, we broke trend. And then now they just keep going up. They keep going up, right? There's a lot of important information in this terminal. It gives you the whispers of what's happening in Wall Street. And now you have access to institutionally graded data at your fingertips to break out of the matrix and to climb out of hell. God bless you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.